Hello, my name is Leland Jones, and I'm going to be sharing my professional portfolio that I created for my master's degree in instructional technology. And what goes along with that is 8 standards set forth by the PSC. They are learner, leader, citizen, collaborator, designer, facilitator, analyst, and coach. And we're going to be looking at all 8, and I'm going to be sharing some resources that I created and some artifacts that I made for each of these standards. So, standard 1 is learner. Educators continually improve their practice by learning from and with others and exploring proven and promising practices that leverage technology to improve student learning. So there were 3 artifacts that I included with this standard. Artifact 1 are images from GAETC 21. This is definitely a conference that I recommend. Some of the best in education technology are there presenting. There's some cutting edge technology as shown in the pictures below with that artifact. Artifact 2 is my FRER 7130 research review paper. This paper was written by me, and I took a professional article written by some different authors about conventional education compared to distance learning. And I reviewed their research, their methods, their different things that they did, and really broke down what they were doing. And I tried to decide, was it valid? And in the end, it was. Artifact 3 that I included with this standard is social media. The first 2 tweets are tweets that I wrote during the practicum, just to show that I'm trying to learn the most about education technology and share it also. And then you can see below some retweets that I made from different people, companies, and just different leaders in education technology. And that leads right into standard 2 of leader. This standard talks about educators seeking opportunities for leadership to support student empowerment and success and to improve teaching and learning. So, some artifacts that I chose to include are my evaluation plan from Fritz 7237. Jennifer Morrison and I worked together on this. This was evaluation of a different types of technology to try to share a vision of empowered learning with technology with education stakeholders that we shared this with. Artifact 2 is my technology advocacy presentation from Fritz 7232. This artifact shows that I'm advocating for the purchase of Study Island. I really love the features that Study Island have, and that it meets the needs of a lot of different types of learners where they are. Artifact 3 is a curated list of digital tools that I made. I made this for student use. The orange column shows design principles. The yellow column shows audio resources, the blue column shows video and visual tools, and the purple column shows audio presentation tools for students. And this is something that they can use to create different resources and turn in different things for assignments. Standard 3 is citizen. This is where educators inspire students to positively and safely contribute in the digital world. So, artifact 1 that I chose to include were my mini lessons from Fritz 7234. These were lessons that were targeted for 6th grade math students in a rural area. And we were learning about the coordinate system and how they can apply what they learned in real life. And we did this through technology with different things, but we took what they learned and they applied it in real life. It wasn't just a worksheet that they had to complete and then turn in. It was real life and real situations where they used coordinate plane. Artifact 2 is ethical use curation for Fritz 7234. And this artifact shows that I want to establish a culture of curiosity in my classroom while also ensuring that students are safe and within legal rights when using online media. Because as we all know, our students love to just copy and paste images online and text, but that's not legal. So I created some different infographics. Well, I created the list. Other people created the resources, but I curated them on this list, some videos, infographics, articles, podcast, and different resources for them to use. And I used Wakelet to make that. Artifact 3 is Technology Program Administrator from Fritz 7739. This artifact shows my interest in keeping students safe and secure online. My interactions and interviews with the administrator helped me see, what our district is doing to keep our students safe online. And it was really eye-opening to me to see all that. Standard 4 is Collaborator. And in this standard, educators dedicate time to collaborate with both their colleagues and their students to improve their practice, discover and share resources and ideas, and solve problems. So, standard 1 is a blog post from Fritz 7739. This blog post demonstrated my ability to collaborate with my colleagues. So you can see here, I've got two colleagues pictured there working with small groups in their classes. They were trying out some new ed tech tools that I was sharing with them. They wanted me to come and watch, make sure they were doing it right. They really rocked it out. It was awesome. Artifact 2, another blog post from Fritz7739. This is where I'm collaborating with my students to try out a new tech tool in Flip. I had my students create videos to share with an absent student. So they recorded, they were having to be the teacher, so it was more of a real life situation that they could really take what they learned and apply it to their real life. Artifact 3 is a grant proposal from Fritz7232. This artifact shows my ability to collaborate with my colleagues in a professional way, and it also demonstrates my ability to communicate clearly with stakeholders. So Jennifer Morrison, Clint Tanner, and myself, we wrote this as a grant proposal for interactive whiteboards. And we wrote it as a professional development where we were teaching teachers about this and also advocating for the purchase of it in their school district. Artifact 4 is my digital citizenship collaborative unit from Fritz7739. This artifact shows my ability to collaborate with other colleagues in a professional way because I had to work with other colleagues, fit it into their schedule and my schedule to come in, teach this unit, and really work with the students to communicate clearly and really show the importance of digital citizenship. The next standard is Standard 5, Designer. This standard talks about educators creating authentic, learner-driven activities and environments that recognize and accommodate learner variability. And the first artifact that I included here was my book trailer and storyboard from Fritz7233. This would be an awesome thing for students to complete because they have to come up with their own take on a story and create a book trailer for it. They include images, they write a script, they make a video. It would really, really, really be a great tool because there's a lot of different components that go into it with education technology and with literacy. The next artifact that I chose to include was key assessment number 2, and that's data analysis from Fritz7236. This is showing my ability to design effective and meaningful assessments and assignments that activate deep learning in my students. And this was done through looking at data of different assessments that I did. This was to make sure that they were valid and that they were meaningful for students and not just something that they were doing and then moving on. Artifact 3 that I chose to include was engaging learning activities from Fritz7235. The first two activities that I chose to include were Edpuzzle and Gizmo. These are both two great tools for students, and they really take and put a great spin on the learning that students do. Edpuzzle is great for videos. Gizmos is great for integrating real world situations and scenarios with what they're learning in class. Standard 6 is Facilitator. That's our next standard. It talks about educators facilitating learning with technology to support student achievement of the ISTE student standards. Artifact 1 is my professional development workshop. It is included here, and you can see my slides are rolling down here. I had about 40 different people from my district in that professional workshop. So it was really awesome to see them learning and see them collaborating with each other and asking questions. I love to provide professional development, and it was nice to be in a group like that and provide that. Artifact 2 is a curated list of digital tools from Fritz7233. This is an artifact that I've already shown one time, but I feel like it is a great artifact for the facilitator standard because it is showing that I'm wanting to facilitate student learning, not just do everything for them. I want them to come in and create visual tools and visual artifacts that they can use in their own learning. Standard 7 is Analyst. And this standard is educators understand and use data to drive their instruction and support students in achieving their learning goals. So Artifact 1 is a curation of a list of different presentation tools that I compared based on cost, based on their functions, based on what they could do for students, and a whole lot of other things in there. And I was really wanting to see what was best for my students to use. Artifact 2 is Key Assessment 1 from Fritz7236. This is showing that, again, I am analyzing my different kinds of assessment to make sure that they are meeting my students' needs. So this was a quiz that I created. It had multiple choice items, short answer items, and then we built upon that based on the reliability of those assessments. Artifact 3 is again my technology program administrator. This artifact helped demonstrate my ability to use data driven discussions to communicate with students, parents, and other stakeholders regarding self direction. The final standard, and my personal favorite, is the coach standard. I coach baseball, so I enjoy also talking about coaching educators. So, this standard is talking about educators planning, providing, and evaluating the impact of professional learning for educators and leaders to advance teaching and learning with technology. So, Artifact 1 is again my professional development workshop. This was showing that I use data to drive my professional development. I wanted to learn what teachers needed to know and provide them with different resources for that and really encourage them and support them in trying new technology. Artifact 2 is again my social media from Fritz7739. Um, I have some of my own tweets up here, but I've built a professional learning network of a following of 377 followers, and I currently follow 463 other educators on my Twitter. You can see I love to retweet different people, different companies, different ideas that I see just come up about education technology. So I hope this portfolio was informative to you about the PSC standards, and I will be glad to take questions now.